YouTube? Yes, your picture. Your picture, Sandra. Usual procedure, right? All right, let me set everything up. And we are ready to go. Ready to rumble. A few interesting things we have to talk about today. Just let me start the screen share first. So there it is. Should be able to see my screen now. Oi. Ah, now. Needed to clear my throat there. All right. So, I hope everyone is doing fine. 1 second. Yes, YouTube is also running. Perfect. Then we can hop into it now. So for today, we will take a look at our fund. A few changes in our fund recently. Sadly, the dashboard update is not ready yet. I think I did drop it in the chat because a lot of people of the actual dev team or of our blockchain dev team, they are in vacation after Ramadan. So it's a well-deserved vacation, right? But just give them some time to enjoy everything. But they are also working, not with the manpower we usually had, but on the fixes for the dashboard, because as you can see, with the fix of the BNB price, which was or is fixed now, thankfully, we had a little bit, we ran into an issue with our with the fund itself, with the chart itself. So this is of course way too big still. So the chart is actually not really appropriate, right? Still Matic, Algorand, Moonrock, etc. are missing, but I was able to update a few other things here. So we had some more BNBs flowing in, which are ready for an upcoming investment poll, or let's say multiple polls will come up as investment choices. So we have the BNB ready. We did unstake and restake the Moon tokens, the ICO we participated in, which was quite a nice return, I have to say. So we had initially around 8 million Moon. Now we have around 12 million Moon, which is pretty decent from the wallet size. So no need to dollar cost average even more. Now we'll just let them progress over time. But as we know, of course, market conditions at the moment are not super great, as we are all like aware of it. But nothing to worry about, right? The world keeps on spinning, and we use this market conditions with the, I would say, discounts on the prices to set up some more polls. So what I was thinking of for the fund, since we have this very quick little update finished, what I was thinking of is that we will start with the first poll. I will add pros and cons to the poll as well. We did hold back on the polls because of the dashboard fix, because we need the dashboard update to be in first to actually use our vote system, which you see here, right? This vote system here. It needs an update. This update is done already, but of course they didn't push it yet. So push it is basically the term you would call it as a dev. So they didn't push the update yet because they wanted to fix Matic and Algorand also with this update in one go. But nothing to worry about. We will set up a poll anyways. I did think of, because this was something which was recently also flowing around, the MetaRafi investment, right? Starting the investment off for MetaRafi for the people which are not aware of this one. So this will be basically the next upcoming poll. I have the website here ready for MetaRafi. Pretty neat website, very nice team running MetaRafi, and a very nice, let's say, metaverse idea there. I will drop the website in for everyone to just check out, right? For this upcoming poll for MetaRafi. The main reason why I want to start the poll personally right at this time is because the entry price right now for MetaRafi is very, very good. And you are able, since this is the main reason we want to acquire MetaRafi, you are able to buy a mystery land plot for 3 million MR at the moment, which is very, very nice. A decent price, especially at this current market cap. So we would, or we should, if we want to add it into our fund, we should use the timing right now. This is a very, very interesting timing to use at the moment. Otherwise, we can also use some parts of our MetaRafi investment, since we will dollar cost average in as well. We could use some parts for their actual staking platform, just to get a little bit more of compounding going on and to create some yield until the mystery land plots get revealed and everything and are fully up to use in the future. But this is something very, very interesting we can do right now with the fund, since the entry price is very decent at the moment, and we can kind of use this entry price as a very good entry with the fund as well. But then again, more polls will come up in the future for BSC investments. As we said, we have right now, I think, around 15 BNB ready to shoot out. And the time, or let's say the timing right now is very, or pretty decent in most of the projects out there, because most of them saw a dump recently with the market dragging them down, with the BNB price and everything dragging it down automatically. So the time right now to invest is a very, very good time. All right. So this for the upcoming stuff. Of course, pros and cons will be attached for the poll as well. So if you do not want to check it out yourself for the poll, you can simply take a quick scoop over the pros and cons of this MetaRafi investment. Main goal, just adding this as well, main goal of the investment is of course the property on the metaverse, so that the fund at least acquires some properties there. But then additionally, of course, we have in mind the staking program there, because we can simply use it for compounding, since we do hold long term anyways, right? It would be not smart to not use the staking system. Additionally, currently checking out different things which we can do with our blue chips we're holding. So basically we are holding right now Ethereum, Matic, Algorand and Bitcoin. There are various different things we could do with it. And of course, instead of just having them sit around, we can also use them to create some more yield. So this for a, yeah, let's say rather quick fund update about the recent changes, about a upcoming poll, which you can look forward to. Then after this poll as well, others will come as well with multiple choices on them. But yes, basically this is the main thing which we want to do. All right, did I cover everything which I wanted to talk about initially? Yes. So then let's give like 2 or 3 detailed things about the current fund setup. You can see. Oh, got an echo now. No, everyone is. Oh, maybe here. Okay. All right, now I don't have an echo anymore. Perfect. So, some quick details for the fund. As we all know, the main goal with the fund is of course long-term holding in various projects out there, in various investment methods. So we can create an additional source of income for us as bankers. And in addition to that, of course, we are restructuring the fund as a, or not, I wouldn't say restructure it, but we are adding the roof fund idea to it. So basically what we are working on currently, we are working on, we call it Project X still. We did have some little, yeah, let's say leaks there for Project X, for the logo, some smaller, let's say kind of name leaks there. The main purpose of being involved in Project X heavily, the main purpose of it is that we, as the core team of BD Capital, we are investing our time in another project. The fund will receive, you can think of a team vesting of this Project X. The main reason we are doing it, reason one, we do not have any let's say cash risk involved in here, because we do not need to use any, let's say for example BNBs of our fund to invest into Project X, since we receive a team vesting with the fund anyways, right? So we acquire a pretty, let's say rather big holding of Project X with the fund in return for our time. So this is reason one. Reason two is we need a boost in the fund right now, right? Because a lot is depending on our fund. We need to get the fund going. So we do need to boost the actual yield of the fund which is created, and we do need to boost the actual holdings of the fund. Now, building a roof fund is basically the quickest way to boost the holdings of the fund in total, right? Just imagine if we are holding, let's say for example 10% of Project X, and Project X is sitting at, for example, a market cap of 1 million, then the fund would have an additional holding of 100,000 in total. So this is basically the quickest way with very, very little risk involved. The only risk we take is as team of BD Capital, because we invest actively a lot of time into Project X as well, just being the strategic advisors, helping out the next core team there in Project X. In addition, this is a scalable idea, right? Because we can use this method for the fund to get holdings, let's say big holdings, without investing money in various projects out there. If Project X is a success, which we of course intend to do so, if this is a success, you will see a rather big boost in the fund itself. So this is the main goal behind it. Do we have any risk for any bank holder included? Not really, no, because the only thing we are doing is investing the time of the BD Capital team. We won't run short. I can assure you of this. We won't run short on time which we spend on BD Capital itself. So of course BD Capital comes first all the time, but then again, of course, this is a very, very, very nice, potentially very good way to boost the actual fund holdings. Now for Project X itself, because there are some things flowing around from the logo and everything, we will have a seed round. This seed round is used as the, you could say, earliest investment stage you could get in as an investor. We will have the seed round only for banks holders, right? Just a little bit of a return for the people which are actually holding banks. Of course, the details will follow for the seed round. Yes, don't worry about this one. We will reveal all the details needed for a seed round investment first, and then you can decide if you want to participate in it as well. You will get the biggest discount in the seed round itself. And in addition, we will run Project X on another chain, not on the BSC chain. We will run on the Avalanche chain, which is itself very, very interesting. We have a little seed round picture which we wanted to drop in while we run the AMA. Now I see Flamebull typing already. Flamebull, do you have it? at hand our seed round picture. Could you just post it in the chat right now? This would be very, very, very nice of you. I hope he heard me. What? Oh no. Can you maybe give a little explanation on what the rounds are used for? Yes, yes, of course. Your internet. Okay, don't worry. Yes, of course. So basically, you will see a setup which is, yeah, you could say a usual setup for any crypto project, for any ICO out there. You will see most likely first the seed round. So in the seed round, people will get the biggest discount, right? With the seed round money raised, we will start the contract development, the dashboard development, and everything included in Project X as well. And giving in return tokens with the biggest discount. You could think of it this way, with the biggest discount attached to it. Some of the money will be held back for marketing as well. Depends on the actual amount raised. We didn't figure out any numbers yet, like definitely didn't figure out anything yet. But what I can tell you already, the contract dev who will actually design the contract and dashboard, etc., he is a very, very, very well-known dev. His contracts are very, very, very good, like very good. So this, what I can tease you a little bit already. This is what a seed round is used for. The very early development. Yes, exactly, for the poster which we had. I think you grabbed the right one. The poster which I think MB did the poster. After the seed round, you will most likely face a private sale. Don't worry again, in the seed round itself, you will already have all the details which are needed, right? After the seed round, you will most likely see a private sale. A private sale is done with another discount if you're looking at the pre-sale, but you need money to actually market the pre-sale itself. Otherwise, you will have very, very hard time to actually fill the pre-sale. Parts of the money, like most of the times, part of the private sale money are additionally used, for example, to add into the liquidity itself. But then we will figure everything out and you will get, of course, all the details needed. After this private sale stage, you will face the pre-sale stage, right? For this, we didn't figure out like the actual launchpad to use or anything. There are multiple choices we have out there. As for the launchpads itself, we will figure out the best option, in our opinion, to actually do the pre-sale. But then again, the pre-sale is something which most of you know already. Basically, there is most of the times a hard cap attached to it, unless you are making the pre-sale let's say through a fair launch. If you have a normal pre-sale running, you will have a hard cap. If the hard cap gets hit, it's like basically the end of the pre-sale, and after this is the actual launch of the token. This is the normal procedure you will always face with everything. Now we have the poster in here. Let me Chris did it. All right, perfect. So in this poster you see like a rough overview. How do you benefit? How can you apply? How do you pay and everything for the actual seed round? Unfortunately, I think I will not. Yeah, don't worry, Sandra. There are plenty of opportunities to get into Project X early enough. The seed round is just the first option with the biggest discount attached to it to get your hands on the tokens, right? So basically the earliest option you can have to actually obtain a token. Very interesting. Will be very interesting, of course. We are looking for various different things to actually do as Project X itself, and it will also have a form of passive income for the holders, so you can actually look forward to it. Another very interesting part, which I can confirm already for the people, because I saw this question also quite a few times, we are launching on the Avalanche chain. Very interesting itself. Very interesting itself. If you have any questions, because you never used AVAX itself, for example, there are some things you need to know. For example, that you need to use the C chain only, and otherwise everything should be fine. Oh, Chris can't see on YouTube. Yeah, true right now. How do I do this? Wait, give me a second. Do it this way. All right, 1 second. There, I have it. All right, now you should be able to see it, Chris. Now it's on the right screen and not only in the Telegram. Of course, we will share this post as well everywhere on our socials. But basically, this is like the earliest stage you could participate in Project X. Will be very interesting, like super interesting, can tell you. Looking forward to it. The team behind it can also assure you of this is a very, very good team. We have a lot of fun together, but also, which is even more important, we have a lot of ideas flowing in for Project X, which is very, very important, especially for the early stage. We are planning it in detail, being ready for every option out there in the future. And what you can also look forward to, it is of course a fully doxed team as well. So you will have new KYCs for everyone involved. You will have a doxing involved and everything which is important to make it safe, right? So from this side, nothing you have to worry about. Nothing which will end up in a rug pull or anything else. Here on YouTube, also for seed round, can we send BUSD, BNB, Ethereum? Yeah, basically for the seed round, it is not tied to a specific currency, right? Because it's just a seed round, it is the early funding round. If you intend, for example, to send, I don't know, Ethereum, please let us know beforehand, because the nominated wallet we use will be most likely BNB. Of course, it doesn't work out if you send Ethereum, for example, into this nominated wallet for the seed round. So just let us know, contact us. We will, or not contact us, we will think of a way to structure it in an easy way, right? In an easy way. It's the best thing to actually say. But can tell you, looking forward to it. Also, from the design side and everything, didn't even share it with the team people yet, but got my hands on something which seems very, very interesting, and yeah, can look forward to it, especially from the design side and everything. Thanks for the response. No, won't do Ethereum. Fees too high. Yes, Ethereum is a little bit high, right? Yes, Flamebull. Depends on the actual wallet you use. We will figure out the easiest option to do so. But then, of course, we will be open for, let's say, the normal things, right? I won't expect someone sending us, I don't know, something weird, let's say it this way, as the actual seed round thingy. But it will be structured in a way that we can handle it appropriately for the seed round itself. All right. Do we have any questions so far? Got some for the actual currency. So just confirming this one, it won't be tied to BNB only or something like this. And of course, you will have every detail needed beforehand before you have to actually invest, right? Don't worry about this one. You don't have to invest into a mystery or something. It's just basically the reason that we are getting all the details ready, etc., to actually publish the things so far, right? It's a very, very early development stage, can tell you, at the moment. Another thing which I remember right now with S joining in, little update as well, just publicly for everyone, for the private sale and crowd sale platform, right, which will then lead into the launchpad. As I said before, devs are at the moment, or not all the devs, but a lot of the devs are at the moment on vacation for Ramadan. They will be back very soon, but it's very close to being finished unless we run into any major issues, right? But then again, the first dashboard update will be very, very soon. It's just some things which I really want them to fix beforehand, and then they can push the update. And then you will see like the basic framework already being there for private sale, crowd sale, and charity part. And then we are nearly ready to go from this side as well, which will be very interesting, right? Very interesting in itself. Maybe we will even be already ready to use the private sale platform for the private sale of Project X itself, which would be very interesting, right? To actually do it. Because we wouldn't have to do any vetting or something like this because we did it already. Okay. Also from the exchange listings, as I said before, of course, as soon as there's an update ready, we will update you. Then again, don't worry about it. I honestly don't think any exchange listing would have a huge impact at the moment in the current market stage. But then again, of course, we want to have the exchange listings, but a lot of them are tied into the company registration. We will have another meeting with BDO. So BDO is basically the, let's say, consultant company which is advising us with the lawyers and the tax experts and everything. We will have another meeting next week, it is, and maybe we can give out another update there, because they have to do a lot in regards of taxes, in regards of different other things as well. Because then again, you need to think of it, with BD Capital we want to build this very strong foundation for the future, and if you put in now, for example, the roof fund idea itself, right, we could work as this very strong foundation for projects, for other projects as well out there. Also, will there be agreements in place for all investors in seed rounds not to dump? Honestly, we didn't talk about this yet in the team. I am no fan of vesting in the seed round in any form. Also for private sale or pre-sale, not a fan of it, of any vesting attached to private sale, seed round, or something like this. Yeah, like, honestly, of course, right? If we are aware that someone who, for example, dumped his whole bag already in BD Capital, then we wouldn't allow him in the seed round itself. But then again, it's very hard to control such things, because then again, as you know, for example, myself, I am not a fan of restricting trading in any form, because in the end it's their money. They should do with the money whatever they want. I'm the last one who would be mad at someone, for example, of selling or something like this. But then again, of course, if someone sold it and we know it, for example, in BD Capital, then we wouldn't want to have this wallet participating, for example, in the seed round, right? But we will figure it out and we will keep it as safe as possible. All right. So this a little bit from the update side, right? I'm looking forward to actually start the poll. I want to get the polls going now. Was holding back because I wanted it or wanted to organize it through the dashboard. Problem is the current dashboard sometimes runs into issues with the voting system. So still waiting there for the update. But then again, we can have the poll in the way we had it before. It shouldn't be too bad, honestly. Just want to get the polls going because I do not want to miss like good opportunities with the fund itself, with good entry prices, etc. All right. So this as quick, or let's say updates for the fund, for Project X. Still still dangerous because I think I'm not allowed yet to fully reveal the name. So I really need to be need to choose my words wisely there and not put in the real name of Project X into my talks. Okay. Now, but I'm really looking forward to Project X. Really looking forward. It's a very, very, very nice idea, and of course designed neatly, as you can see already in the logo itself. I'm really a fan of the logo design itself, and this kind of design, I really like this kind of design. Okay, 1 second. Need to cough. All right, now back at it again. Is there a question out there for a fund here? Will you be invested in it? You mean Project X? Okay, as in you personally, not the fund. Yes. I will participate in the seed round also privately. Of course. I mean, you don't want to be sound like cruel or something, but then again, since we are involved in the project and the team itself, like all the team members are fully doxed to each other, right? So we are not in fear of a rug pull or something like this. So of course, I won't leave this opportunity aside, of course. And I think in addition, since yes, as you see, AJ will also, of course, right? We are putting in a lot of time as well. Would be like kind of weird if we wouldn't invest personally. Then again, it's maybe a big plus because no one in Project X will have the fear of us dumping in any form or something like this, even if we invested privately, right? It's just not the way we handle our investments overall, can tell you. I think this was also, we had Scorpion Capital over with an AMA with us. This was also an ICO, and after this AMA with them, I think I had another AMA, like a, let's say, little AMA talk there, in which we talked about Rome and Scorpion itself. And I think I also told everyone in here that I am holding one of the top 3 wallets in Scorpion Capital as the ICO, simply for the fact because I like the dev who is running it, and yeah, just trying to not help out there, but of course if I see something and I like the team running it and everything, and I like the actual vision behind it, then of course I will just drop some money in. The money I did put into SCM, because it was a very, very low cap one, did lead to one of the max wallets. But then again, something I said, no one needs to have fear of me dumping or anything, even if they did I don't know, 100x or something, right? Of course, I'm also just human and I have a family and everything, right? But you do not have to worry about dumping in one go or dumping in any unhealthy form, at least from our side. Will project X be low cap? Not super low cap, no. Not super low cap. It won't be super high as well. Don't worry about that one. We need room to grow. Of course, we need room to grow. But then again, launching with a very, very low cap pre-sale brings some problems with it by itself, right? There's always pro, or let's say positive sides about, for example, low cap sales, but there are also negative sides. Yes, it will be higher than bank. Bank was a, yeah, I would say for a pre-sale, a rather low pre-sale, right? If you're talking about, this is also something which you need to like take a look at. If you are talking about, for example, stealth launches, right? Some stealth launches launch with, I don't know, $5,000 market cap. This is, of course, another level of low market cap. But this is simply for the fact that they are launching through a stealth launch, for example. If you're talking about pre-sale ICOs, then I would consider 70K like very low already. But yes, it will be higher than 70K. Then again, can't give out like any exact number, because there are some things we need to figure out as well in the team for the actual contract creation, for example. Also the actual caps, right? That, like the rates for seed round, for private sale, for pre-sale. This is something which you need to figure out first. And then once we have the numbers ready, we will share them, of course. But right now, can't share the numbers. But I can definitely say it will be higher than 70K. But still enough room to grow, right? Enough room to grow. That's a nice poster over there. Now, MB is coming in. Actually, he created the poster. I really like the layout and everything of the poster, right? But of course, he's coming in and saying that's a nice poster. So definitely yes, it will be higher. There are pros and cons to low cap launches, but then again, I think the negative side actually is higher than the positive side. If you're launching, for example, with a very low pre-sale, which, for example, leads to 70K market cap. Always pros and cons, right? I would say, like, just dropping it in here, as we all know, we did with banks at the peak, at the all-time high, we did a 150x from the pre-sale price. It was roughly at 80,000 market cap when we launched after the pre-sale. We did a 150x, which is very high in itself already, right? Very high in itself. But then again, this leads to some big issues, especially if these gains come in too fast. Let's keep it this way. Like, honestly, gains cannot come too fast, but in our case, it was just this vertical movement upwards, and you will have a lot of problems with such a vertical movement to keep the liquidity healthy as well, right? This is one of the main issues you're facing as a low cap pre-sale, which is going very, very hard vertical, especially in the region of 150x. This is a lot, and the liquidity can't keep up. And this is one of the main issues. You will see, for example, in banks, we had a liquidity, well, don't let me lie now, but around 450 to 500 BNB. Sorry, just read this in the chat. But we did have a liquidity. Our liquidity pool of BNB was made up of roughly 450 to 500 wrapped BNB at the all-time high in banks, right? And then if you compare this to, for example, one of the biggest holders we had back then, he did hit 1 million in holdings in banks in total. But then again, the problem was, of course, he had 1 million overall, but the liquidity wasn't keeping up because of the vertical movement. And this was one of the main issues, or is one of the main issues you face with a very, very, very low cap pre-sale. We have Sandra here. If the name of the project is Bees, of course the initial market cap will be 666,000. I mean, this is really a good one, right? Okay. You got me there, Sandra. you got me there. But again, numbers aren't figured out yet completely or anything like that. You will receive all the infos which are necessary over time as well. It's very exciting, right? Very exciting. Also, let's say rather exciting opportunity for the actual banks holders, because you have the option to get in very, very early if you like the project, of course, and you will at least have no fear of a rug pull or anything like that happening, right? When is the start of seed round? Something we will drop in very soon, I guess. Something we will drop in very soon. We just need to set up like the last details which are needed. Then as like kind of the procedure which I would say makes most sense. Then we will open like the first socials, at least the main channels, which will be used for Beast, for the people to join in, at least for the bank's people to join in, and just to have a look around there, right? And this is like the best option to actually do so. And once we have everything ready which will be needed, as far as the details go, we will start the actual seed round. But the seed round itself shouldn't take like very, very long or anything like that. So we should be able to progress rather fast throughout the process, right? Have you dropped the full name or not yet? No, or at least I didn't drop it yet, right? At least I didn't do. What BD fall soon? How do your it's jumping around all the time. How do your activities do? I think there is like a little issue with the translation part there, Miss the Moon, because I honestly don't have an idea of the actual question. If someone gets the question, just let me know. Just let me know. Personally, I think high market cap can be problematic as well, as it means in order to get the same gains, growth has to be a lot more. I ended up deciding against Rome because they have a very high market cap at 2.5 million. Yes, definitely. Definitely, right? If you are this is a balance you need to find, right? And this balance should fit to the community, like mainly the community, and the hype around it, and also of course is somehow tied to the funds as well. I wouldn't advise someone to start with a very, very high market cap, let's say, for example, 2.5 million, um, if you do not have a lot of buzz around it, especially in this current market situations, right? There are some options, especially as a very early project, to create some buzz, but then again, too high of a market cap is not healthy as well, because the room to grow is smaller, and to actually gain traction, it takes a lot more to gain traction at this level, right? It's always a balance you need to find. So totally on your side, totally on your side. Both things are not very good. Starting with a too high market cap can be very problematic, and starting with a too low market cap can be very problematic as well. Because just also from the, let's say, the difference is very, very high, right? Let's say, for example, just as an example, you start with 2.5 million market cap, as you say here. If you are sitting at 25 million market cap, you would have a 10x with the project, which is good in itself, right? But then again, to achieve a 100x, you would need 250 million, which is quite a number to achieve with a project. A lot of things need to sit at the right place there for a project. Now compare this with starting at 250,000, right? If you start with 250,000 of a market cap, you would have a 100x already at 25 million. So the difference, of course, is very, very high there with the starting MC. And this is also why it is so important to actually find the right balance in the market cap. If the gains come too fast, for example, with a low cap pre-sale, you will see a lot of dump initially, especially after big gains. This is something which you cannot avoid after very, very high gains. But then again, if you have the starting market cap way too high, you have a very hard time to get a good movement in the project itself. So totally on your side, as definitely. Beast protocol. I don't know. Can't confirm nor deny at the moment, right? All right. Is there something else? Because otherwise AJ will like knock on my door again. Is there any question out there for our little fun AMA we had? Oh, I heard someone.
It's Moneyburn, how are you?
MB, how are you doing?
Can you yourself, mate?
Very fine, very fine.
Good, man, good. I was just looking at Mr. Moon's question here. He was saying BD falls soon. How do your activities do? I think what he's asking there is that he's probably looking at the chart and saying, well, maybe the price wise, or maybe he's looking at the chart saying it's going down, or what is your activities? Probably what are we planning in terms of going forward?
All right.
Yeah, I don't think he understands. Like, one of the activities is the launch of the Project X, which is one of the things we're doing to help build, obviously new exposure and also assistance towards growing BD Capital. So I think he needs an explanation on that, maybe.
All right. Now, so of course this makes sense as well. So, if we take the question in this way, what's the need to, just because of the chat there, he will appear in 10 minutes. Yeah, roughly, right? We always have a tight schedule. Now, if I take the question this way, of course, right now a lot is dependent on the fund, like in BD Capital itself, especially after our very, very big gains we had before, and then hitting this very rough market situation with the things happening in Ukraine and everything on top. This did leave us in a very, very hard spot, But then again, nothing to worry about. This is a stage in which it is very important to keep the development process up. We are doing this with the private sale and the crowd sale platform. So from the development side, everything is looking fine, right? This is just a very time-sensitive thing from the development side, because sometimes you run into issues which you cannot fix like immediately, especially in development. But as I said before, the actual process or progress we make there is looking very, very fine. Now, other things we are, of course, doing. Our actual company registration is still open, right? Or not open, they are still working on it to get everything done correctly. And as we said before, this is needed to be in the right or done in the right way. So we have this very, very strong legal foundation here. We do not want to run into any issues or potential lawsuits because people say, hey, you are acting like a security or something like this, right? We want this to be done correctly. This is why we are doing this through Switzerland and everything. This takes time, but then again, once it is done, it is talked through completely with the regulation of Switzerland and everything else, with taxes and everything you can imagine, right? Especially important since we are running a fund. Very, very important here, because if the regulation actually says, hey, BD Capital, you are running a investment fund here, right? Then we will face a lot of regulations there, which we need to fix beforehand. Because otherwise, then this would open the option for example, the SEC of America or the BaFin of Germany to pound on us and say, hey, you didn't keep up with the regulation of our country and you are available in our country. So here is the lawsuit, stop this or apply to the regulations, right? This is something which we do not want to face at all. So this is very, very important part. Also very time sensitive as well, because talking to regulations, right? This is a very, very annoying part. Nah, AJ, everything fine. Just talking about what we are doing at the moment. So this is also a key part of BD Capital, right? Because once we have the company founded and everything is running, this is a huge step for us. Another thing which is very important, besides the development side, besides the company registration, is of course our fund, right? Our fund is kind of our USP. Very, very, very important part here. Remember the clock? Yes, don't worry. Don't worry. How long will it take roughly? I would say expect 2 to 3 months, right? Expect this time frame, because talking with regulations is a very long process, right? But I guess we will see AJ in an AMA dedicated to company registration after the meeting we had with BDO again. So he can maybe bring up more details on this, because this is also a very hard part to give us a time frame. This was a time frame BDO gave us. They said back then when we started, roughly 3 to 4 months, you should calculate it for the company registration until everything is talked through. So this is why I say around 2 to 3 months from now on. Now, another very important part, of course, is our fund, right? This is our USP, especially once we are done with the company registration and all of that, we are able to buy real assets as well. This was the main goal usually with BD Capital, with the fund. So another huge step, merging crypto and real world assets here. Another very huge step. Now, a lot for the actual success, or let's say the actual growth of the project, is the fund itself in terms of paying out yield and in terms of actual holdings, right? So but Project X brings us as well a very good opportunity to boost the actual fund holdings and the yield created. So we are working at the moment on multiple things, right? If you're taking a look at the, let's say, global market situation overall, volume is very low. You see this in many, many projects out there. People are, let's say, scared. Sometimes they are just taking their profits. Sometimes they are just, they want to hold stable coins because they are very, very scared of the current market situation. So the market at the moment is very rough, not only for crypto, also for stocks and everything, right? This is not an easy market situation we sit in overall. So to create actual buy pressure and a lot of hype at the moment, very hard, can tell you. So working on multiple things, of course, but this is something, if you take a look at charts, I think someone dropped them in. Let me just take a quick look. Here it is. I'll just do it this way. If you take a look here, there you see good things need time to develop, right? We are just still, right? I know in crypto this is a very long time frame, but still we did only launch in December. Remember this, right? We did launch in December back then, and we did start with a very, very low market cap. So you can imagine from the market cap itself, we did not have like a lot of funds ready for marketing and everything. And then I can assure you, things do cost a lot of money if you do marketing, if you are going for listings or anything like that. But don't worry, right? We did, we are working on multiple things. But then again, seeing impact in the chart, this takes time, right? This takes time. This is like the development stage right now. So yeah, something I can assure you of, you do not need to be scared of us running away as a dev team, right? There are dev teams out there who say, we are fed up with the project, it's not moving, we will move on. You can sell off your holdings, right? It happens in crypto a lot of times with dev teams abandoning projects, but then again, won't happen here. Because for us, it doesn't matter, right? Even if we have, let's say, worst case scenario, even if we have only 10 holders left, when we have the legal foundation ready, paired with a roof fund idea, for example, and with our fund still running and everything, right? It will take more time, yes, but we are still able to build it up. So this is the key thing behind this here. Will we have, did read it wrong. Will we ever have something like a wallet created? So companies that take part on our launch platform can be on our wallet maybe. Yes, we are or have been in talks with the dev team. But then again, also we are also asking for advice and everything, right? They said having a wallet created is very, very, very cost intensive at the moment. So we did choose to use the actual development funds for the private sale, crowd sale, charity platform, which will then evolve into the launchpad, right? Because this, like throwing out numbers, did I pay 50K, around 50K I did pay for the development part. So it's paid already, completely paid, right? It's just the development which is holding out, or let's say not the development itself, but the time, right? Development takes time. But yes, this is something which we are also considering, right? For the future. But then again, we do not want to put it on the roadmap because then again, time is ticking. Yes, give me a second, need to finish this. Because then again, we have this in mind, yes, but when we put it on the roadmap, we kind of tie ourselves into this part, right? So if we have on the roadmap, I don't know, for example, 2023, first quarter 2023, we want to have our own wallet. Yeah, it would be bad if we didn't even start the development part of it until then, right? So this is something we have it in mind, but then of course also taking in advice of different teams there, blockchain devs and other people who bring a lot of knowledge into this game. Time is ticking. Yes. I'm aware. So basically, we will hear each other again tomorrow, right? Tomorrow as usual. Then again, as soon as we have something ready to... Didn't we? Oh, I was way too high in the chat. Nah. Didn't we actually pin the poster? Or are just my pins? Ah, now. All right. Now I can see it as well. Redone it. Okay, perfect. Now, otherwise, if there's anything out there, just drop it in the chat, right? I will be back tomorrow again at 19 UTC. And maybe, let's see how far we can get. We have some more things to drop about Project X or something else. I tried to set everything up for the poll. All right, people. So big thank you for participating and good questions we had, can tell you. And otherwise, I would say have a nice rest of the day. Right, people? All right. Bye all.